Alright, YouTube, so I wanted to go ahead and make a follow-up video to my video criticizing Andrew Yang, me suggesting or recommending that video from Don't Walk, Run Productions, and obviously got heavily ratioed. I think it's like 3 likes and 26 dislikes. So my knee-jerk reaction was to say, oh, you know, Andrew Yang has an army of trolls or whatever, bot trolls or something like that, but I think that would be pretty disingenuous on my part. You know, I think us Trump supporters are pretty tired of hearing people call us Russian trolls. I mean, we've kind of, or Russian bots, we've kind of embraced it, but at the same time, you know, when you're trying to have a discussion with somebody, it's very patronizing. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to, you know, react that way. What this is telling me, though, is that Andrew Yang actually has a very heavy following, or deep following online. And I respect that. And I would even go ahead and say that, and I've said this before, I actually said this a week ago after the debates, I said that I think that Andrew Yang is probably going to become more popular than Bernie Sanders. And I think that's what's happening right now. It's simply because Andrew Yang, he's a younger fella in his 40s, I believe. Bernie Sanders, he's getting up there in age, he's like in his late 70s. And, you know, some of like the more progressive, more like, you know, regressive, I guess. But a lot of the people on the far left will reject Bernie Sanders because he's an old white man. That's what they'll say, which is, you know, fine with me. I mean, I don't care for Bernie Sanders or Andrew Yang, so it's up to you guys to decide who you guys want. But what I'm analyzing here is, yes, Andrew Yang is more popular than Bernie Sanders at this point. And I guess that's really all I can say. I mean, I'm not gonna explore Andrew Yang's UBI anymore because I don't like what I've read about it already. And call me judgmental, call me, you know, quick to react, but I have no interest in having the government give out $1,000 a month to every citizen, especially when it's including illegal immigrants. That's a very big problem. And, you know, for many reasons, fiscally, it's just not doable, especially when you're not proposing other entitlement cuts or spending cuts. So fiscally, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, you're going to have to inflate the budget, which is going to have a negative effect, negative effect on the dollar. I mean, that's just basic macroeconomics right there. So, and another thing too that was kind of a turnoff, Andrew Yang, he did raise his hand when asked at the debate whether he would provide health care for illegal immigrants. And I think it was interesting. I think he kind of hesitated to raise his hand at first, but then at the very last second he did. So I don't really know where he stands on it, but still he rose his hand. That really counts for a lot. And it's just not a popular opinion in the United States. I mean, you guys can say all you want about illegal immigration, but it is not a popular thing on many different many different levels. And I won't even get into it right now, but it's just it just has such a negative effect on our country and our society. And I've talked about that before in other videos. So, in closing, I think it's great you guys are out in force. I think, you know, you guys are obviously very enthusiastic for Chairman Yang. I liked his meme page on Facebook, by the way. I've been getting a pretty good chuckle out of that. And, you know, and I think I'll just continue to look at Yang a little less seriously, more as a meme rather than a serious candidate, because in my mind, he's more of a meme than a serious candidate. And I don't know. I just think Bernie Sanders, at the same time, he's probably going to get overpowered by Yang. I've said this for like the last 1 or 2 weeks, so we'll see what happens. And I'm standing behind my prediction. I really do believe that Trump is going to get reelected. I'm not really entirely sure who the Democratic nominee is going to be. I think it's probably going to be Pete Buttigieg. That's the correct pronunciation. And he's most likely going to have to pick Kamala Harris as his running mate. It would just make sense. Because a lot of the people on the far left are going to say, well, he's a white guy. You know, it's not good enough that he's gay. He needs to have diversity in his cabinet. And, you know, Kamala Harris, she's black and a female, so those are 2 really good token attributes, I suppose. So, kind of out of breath right now. But yeah, I'll say this again, you know, the people who I've talked to, around Santa Cruz, I say, look, I'm pretty sure Bernie's going to lose in 2020. He's not going to get the nomination. And I've heard a lot of people say, yeah, he probably is going to lose because socialism is not popular around the country, only, in our area. And even then, people are starting to wake up to the horrors of socialism. And, call me ignorant of socialism all you want. I don't care to know about it. I really don't. It's a subversive political system that is very bad for pretty much everything. Now, having said that, I don't think that I would support some type of socialism or communism that isn't government enforced. So, for example, if I come home, I get a pretty big batch of brownies or whatever from work. I bring them home, I distribute them amongst my roommates. Sure, that's socialism, that's communism, but I do not need the government telling me to do that. I can do it on my own will. Just like when I give food to the homeless. I don't need the government to tell me to do that. I can do it on my own. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless. See you later.